The bad guys in Paramount movies have mastered the art of going down in flames, sometimes literally, so let's break them down. In the movie Cool World, Holly finds herself stuck with Deebs, who's still playing the role of an insufferably uptight superhero, already mapping out their perfect new life together. Meanwhile, she's left in grimy clothes, a foul mood, and zero patience, snapping at him with a biting pencil-dick insult. Whether she's mocking his cartoon drawing origins, his personality, or something a little more below the belt is anyone's guess. In the Rugrats movie, Scar Snout has Spike cornered, ready to deliver the final blow. Angelica steps in with an unexpected weapon, a raspberry. The rude sound catches the wolf off guard, and his attention shifts to her. With renewed energy, Spike bites down hard on Scar Snout's tail and pulls him toward a small hole in the bridge. The wolf, now in a panic, struggles to regain control, but tumbles off the bridge, crashing into the raging waterfall below. In the movie Rugrats in Paris, Angelica, fiercely protective of her turf, steps on Coco's gown, ripping it apart in one swift move. The grand reveal? Coco's bold purple lingerie displayed for all to see. Coco, now the unwilling center of attention, demands that no one take pictures. Naturally, the crowd does the opposite, cameras clicking away as her humiliation mounts. Unable to bear it, Coco flees the scene, tears streaming down in a mix of anger and defeat. In the movie Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, thinking outside the box, Jimmy uses his shrink ray to enlarge himself to the size of a planet. With a single colossal blow, he sends Goobot's ship hurtling into a nearby asteroid, ending the fight with cosmic finality. In Hey Arnold, a furious mob closes in on Sheek, leaving him no choice but to retreat to his car for safety. Spotting Arnold and Gerald blocking his path, he floors the gas, ready to plow through, but his grand getaway plan screeches to a halt. Turns out Arnold's grandma, Gertie, had already swiped his tires like a pro. Stunned and stuck, Sheek has nowhere to run. With the crowd closing in and no wheels to roll, he's left with no option but to surrender to the police, who waste no time slapping cuffs on him. In the Wild Thornberrys movie, Sloan, furious at Eliza's meddling, drags her onto the chopper's ladder, declares she'll regret it, and promptly tosses her into a waterfall. Not giving up, Sloan and Bree attempt an aerial assault on the elephants, but the herd fights back, yanking the chopper out of the sky by its ladder and smashing it to bits. Meanwhile, Eliza is rescued by Minyambo. With the eclipse over, the elephants corner Bree and Sloan, who are promptly arrested by Congolese rangers, ensuring justice is served. In the movie Rugrats Go Wild, Siri unleashes a terrifying roar at Chucky, but Donnie swoops in, grabbing her tail and throwing her off balance. Chaos erupts as Nigel and the Rugrats hurtle downhill in a baby carriage, narrowly dodging disaster. Just as things can't get wilder, a geyser erupts, blasting Siri away into the unknown. With her dramatic exit, Siri vanishes for good, never to cross paths with the Rugrats or the Wild Thornberrys again. In the SpongeBob movie, SpongeBob belts out a rock ballad so intense it shatters the mind control helmets, enslaving Bikini Bottom and King Neptune. With everyone freed from Plankton's grip, the tables turn. Plankton makes a pathetic attempt to flee but ends up flattened under a crowd of furious townsfolk. Justice catches up as the police take him into custody, and peace is restored to the underwater world. In the movie Barnyard, Otis grabs Dag by the neck, slams his head against a bus window, and rages like a storm, threatening to finish him off the same way his father did. But instead of delivering the final blow, Otis gives Dag a terrifying ultimatum: never return or else. Dag, shaking in fear, agrees, certain that if their paths cross again, Otis will end him. With one final swing of a golf club, Otis sends Dag flying, howling in agony, finally putting an end to his reign of terror on the barn once and for all. In the movie Rango, with Tortoise John completely at his mercy, Rattlesnake Jake smirks and echoes the mayor's earlier cruel words. Pretty soon, no one will even remember you existed. The irony stings as Jake taunts John for his betrayal.
What was that you said? Pretty soon, no one will believe you even existed.
He drags Tortoise John into the unforgiving desert, ready to exact a brutal punishment or perhaps end his life for his treachery. Meanwhile, the mayor screams in terror, realizing that, as Bad Bill predicted, another soul is about to be claimed. In Saccharin, Tintin, Haddock, and the police set a clever trap for Saccharin and his thugs. As Haddock faces off with Saccharin, the villain threatens to destroy the scrolls in revenge. But Tintin manages to snatch them back, giving Haddock the chance to land a solid punch, sending Saccharin flying off the ship. The last we see of Saccharin, he's being hauled into the harbor by Thompson and Thompson, who arrest him for his crimes.
You are under arrest.
In Nomeo and Juliet, Tybalt mocks Fawn and the Little Red Gnomes, hinting that he'll use the red mower to flatten Benny. After a brief showdown, Tybalt manages to knock Benny's hat right off. Furious, Nomeo leaps into action, taking on Tybalt in a fierce battle on the mower. In the chaos, Nomeo makes a quick move and jumps off, leaving Tybalt oblivious to the change. Tybalt barrels ahead, crashes into a wall, and is utterly smashed to bits. In the movie SpongeBob Out of Water, Burgerbeard and the heroes race through the city in a wild chase that ends with the book falling into a hot element, setting it on fire and destroying it. Despite their efforts to catch him, Burgerbeard easily overpowers the team. Just as he's about to escape, Plankton, who had been hiding in SpongeBob's sock on Pelican Island, transforms into a muscle-bound hero and rushes to their aid. After retrieving the formula, Plankton and SpongeBob join forces for a final attack that sends Burgerbeard flying all the way to Bikini Atoll. In the movie Moriarty, Sherlock makes a dramatic entrance, lunging at Moriarty and sending both of them tumbling off Tower Bridge. Watson, quick on his feet, grabs Sherlock and pulls him to safety. Meanwhile, Moriarty plummets into the salty depths below, floating away in defeat. As he drifts, he attempts to shout his vow of revenge at Sherlock, only to lose his phone to the ocean in the process. In the movie Dora and the City of Gold, the Lost Guardians defeat the Professor's mercenaries and confront Dora's crew. Dora explains that they're just there for her parents, adds water to the puzzle, and earns the Guardians' trust. They're allowed to leave after glimpsing the treasure, while Alejandro is dragged away. In a post-credit scene, Alejandro is chained up, force-fed bugs, and sings, "Can someone get me out of here?" while soldiers cheerfully mock him in song. In the movie SpongeBob on the Run, Poseidon realizes he's been friendless for a long time and has a meltdown. SpongeBob, feeling bad, offers to be his friend if he gives Gary back. Poseidon protests, saying he needs Gary for wrinkle duty, but SpongeBob convinces him that looks don't matter. Inspired, Poseidon ditches his vanity, embraces his true self, and finally lets Gary go.
And I wish you many happy years together.
Thank you! Oh, did you hear that, Care Bear?
In Sonic the Hedgehog, Robotnik uses Sonic's quill to match his speed and chases him across the globe using the power of the rings. The pursuit ends in Green Hills, where Robotnik subdues Sonic. However, Tom and the townsfolk step in, and Tom declares Sonic his friend, reigniting Sonic's strength. Re-energized, Sonic destroys Robotnik's hovercraft, and with Tom's help, banishes him through a ring portal to the Mushroom Planet. In the Paw Patrol movie, after Sky destroys the Cloudcatcher, Humdinger tries to flee but is confronted by Chase, who arrests him for endangering the city and unlawfully jailing innocent dogs. Humdinger foolishly insists Mayors can't be arrested and makes a run for it, only to be snagged by Sky's drone rope. The rope snaps under his weight, tearing his pants and sending him tumbling to the ground. Humiliated yet again, Humdinger is left to face the Paw Patrol's well-deserved victory. In the movie Rumble, Tentacular is defeated by Rayburn Jr. carted off on an ambulance bed, tears streaming down as he laments his loss. What happens to him next remains unclear, But it's likely he ends up in the hospital nursing both his injuries and a bruised ego, his once mighty wrestling spirit seemingly shattered. In the movie Paws of Fury, Hank chases Ikachu to his palace and fights him on a massive jade toilet, which overflows and threatens to flood Kakamucho. Hank rallies the townspeople to dig a channel, saving the town from disaster. In Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Robotnik uses the Emerald's power to build a giant robot. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles fight back, reclaiming the Master Emerald, which shatters into 7 Chaos Emeralds. Sonic transforms into Super Sonic, destroys the robot, and Robotnik vanishes. In Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, the Turtles soon discover that Super Duperfly's blowhole is teeming with concentrated ooze. Acting fast, they deploy a dose of anti-ooze from TCRI, dropping it directly into the blowhole. The result? Super Duperfly reverts back into a plain old housefly, small and powerless once more. In Paw Patrol, the mighty movie, Vance reveals her master plan to bombard Earth with meteors, laughing maniacally as she admits, "I guess I am a mad scientist," Ryder confirms. The threat, and Liberty, exhausted by Vance's antics, quips, "Finally, she admits it." While meteors hurtle toward Earth, Sky steps up, destroying them and foiling Vance's scheme. With her plan in ruins, Vance is sent back to jail, leaving the Paw Patrol to clean up her cosmic mess once again. Mayor Humdinger rampages through Adventure City, tearing through everything in sight as he chases the Paw Patrol. With help from the junior patrollers, the pups outsmart him, climbing onto him and shrinking him back to normal size. Mayor Humdinger, in classic fashion, gets tangled up in his own top hat and is promptly rearrested by Chase off-screen. His final words? A defeated, "Aw, not again."
Oh, not again.
In Under the Boardwalk, stammering and humiliated, Mako is exposed as the reason Armin and Ramona were stranded. In desperation, he shouts that he saw Ramona first, only enraging Camilla further. Furious, she takes away his Triton and leaves as Mako scrambles to apologize. Camilla then forces Mako to make amends, specifically to Bobby the land crab. Humbled, Mako and his friends offer up his shell as a gesture of apology. In the Sandy Cheeks movie, Sandy takes on Sue in a final confrontation that ends with Sue's head coming off and being fed to her pet fish. Oddly enough, Sue is happy. This twisted outcome finally lets her feel connected to the fish world, just as she always dreamed. It's a strange, bittersweet ending to a very odd ambition. In A Tiger's Apprentice, Tom learns from Who that Lou plans to use the Phoenix Stone at sunset on Lunar New Year. On the fateful day, Tom and the warriors confront Lou, sparking a fierce battle. Who is captured but freed with Rev's help, along with the other warriors. As Lou activates the stone to drain mortal souls, Tom sees the Phoenix within it. He removes the darkness tormenting the Phoenix, reversing the damage and defeating Lou. Paramount's Rogues Gallery has proven one universal truth. No matter how cunning, dramatic, or impressively mustachioed a villain may be, they're always just one plucky hero, dance number, or banana peel away from utter humiliation. So here's to Paramount's defeated villains. Thank you for making failure look so entertaining. See you guys at our next adventure. ABD, please, my friends, don't forget to like and subscribe.